Again, a 7-hour day, and 198 times by our count, the former FBI director declined to answer or deflected. Nicole Wallace, as they say, what have we learned?
Look, I thought this session and these members, largely the Democrats, but a couple of the Republicans, got a lot more information out of Special Counsel Mueller. And I said this earlier, this is a group that is as steeped in this content and in this investigation as Mr. Mueller himself. They've interviewed a lot of the bold-faced names that appear in this report. They are still conducting an investigation into whether the president is compromised, whether he has business interests. You heard Adam Schiff ask there at the end if there were financial ties, not just to Russia, but to the Middle East. So this was really an intersection of equally informed parties. I did not feel that way watching the Judiciary Committee. There felt like some sort of ships passing in the night. The exchanges were sharper. What we learned at a substantive level was that Robert Mueller just sat there and testified before Congress that the Russians are right now still doing what they did in 2016.
As we sit
here. What we learned is that Robert Mueller very much would have liked to have interviewed Donald Trump. And we don't know if that could have changed the arc of this investigation had he done so. We do know from Donald Trump's own friends that they were positive he would lie his you-know-what off if he did. They were positive that that obstruction investigation would have ended very differently if they'd permitted their client to sit there. So that is nothing short of a blockbuster revelation. And there's a lot out there on social media and other places about the delivery. I think Robert Mueller was exactly who the people who have known him to be. I think the strength of this testimony, the reason Democrats wanted it and sought it and subpoenaed him was for precisely the packaging around some of the more substantive exchanges that we saw today. I think some of what they were hoping for, some of the dramatic moments, were probably a long shot at best.
Let's go around our table, starting with Claire McCaskill. Your summation of what we just witnessed, Senator?
A much different afternoon than morning. Clearly, I think he appeared more comfortable responding to the questions without having to look anything up, not as halting. I will say this, he was so strong on Russian interference and about their getting into our elections. Will this be enough for Mitch McConnell to allow the election security bill to come up for a vote? There is a bipartisan bill that has been hammered out that will, in fact, harden our election processes and strengthen our hand against Russia for the next election. McConnell has killed it deader than a doorknob, and he has not allowed it to be debated. He's not allowed it to come to the floor. It seems to me that this testimony, which was really even backed up by some of the Republicans on the panel, this ought to be the time that everybody moves to try to pressure McConnell to do the right thing on election security.
And you know what I was thinking? I was thinking that we came into this with maybe asking the wrong question. Our question was, will this change the conversation around impeachment? I don't know. But it very well may change the conversation about Russia, and that might bug Donald Trump even more.
Yep. Because he still wants to be best friends with Putin.
Still is.
They're BFFs forever.
Well, speaking of...
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.